I'm Gloria Gott, Grant Chair for Women's Giving Connection, and I'm so excited to reveal this year's recipients. This will show you how your dollars are making an impact in the community.
So we aim to provide assistance with travel, lodging, medical bills, and any other expenses really that come related to a pediatric cancer diagnosis. So we're using grants for care packages. We provide one to every family that we onboard, and they include things like DoorDash cards, hygiene kits, blankets, pillows, games, activities, anything to help provide a little comfort, but also some practical things that helps a family because they often have to travel places for treatment, especially in Magic Valley. It alleviates stress. It's one less thing that they have to think about. It's been filling a gap financially, and with this grant, we're expecting to be able to provide about 40 care packages. All the families are always so appreciative of the care packages when they receive them. Getting a DoorDash card, especially when you've been in the hospital for an extended period of time, can really help lift someone's spirits to have a break from that hospital food, but also just to have activities to do, make life a little bit easier to have those small things on hand that sometimes they don't even think of to bring that we include. It helps go a long way as they're moving around. We've been able to assist over 53 families statewide just since inception, so that's over the last 4 years. Thank you so much. This is going to go a long way for us. It's going to help a lot of families alleviate that stress portion of it as well. We're super appreciative. It's also been nice to be able to connect with a large group of individuals that are passionate about giving back to their community and passionate about highlighting what we as nonprofits are doing, which is super important to our longevity and keeping people involved. So that's been a huge blessing. On behalf of the families we serve and the MVPCC organization, thank you so much. We couldn't do what we do without people like you.
We know how important play is for development and learning, and so we want to make sure that every child has an equal opportunity to play and just be a kid and enjoy their friends and learn all of those skills. We feel so fortunate to be partnered with the Women's Giving Connection. This was our very first grant application that we ever submitted and received, so that was really meaningful for us. And just validated that we are part of a community that values and advocates for accessibility and inclusion. The funding that we received from the Women's Giving Connection is going to be used to purchase nest swings that will be part of the adaptive playground that will be installed at Harrison Elementary School. We are so excited about being able to provide those specific pieces of equipment that really foster inclusion and are accessible for children of all abilities. Harrison Elementary has 385 students, and of those, 111 are either in their special education program or developmental preschool. And so we're not talking about 1 or 2 kids, we're talking about hundreds of kids at Harrison and then thousands of kids being impacted in the broader Twin Falls communities. The Harrison Playground Project is going to be an amazing playground. We're so excited. It's going to have features such as bonded rubber surfacing, which is going to really increase accessibility and inclusion. It will have clear pathways so that children can access it, and then just various elements, standalone sensory stations, slides that are accessible from the bottom, lower transfer stations. We feel really blessed and grateful to be able to purchase the swings for the kids at Harrison. I know they're going to be thrilled. And we're just providing opportunities for children of all abilities to play alongside their peers and have those shared experiences and the joy that play brings.
At Gemstone Adaptive Climbing, we change lives. It's more than just climbing. It's cognitive, problem solving, it's social, emotional, and we truly care about the whole family. Here in the Magic Valley, we are struggling with suicide rates. Those with disabilities are 3 times more likely to commit suicide. So we really focus on everyone having purpose and being a part of the community. And with Women's Giving Connection, they've given us that boost. And we were able to purchase new, exciting, intriguing holds, different letters, numbers. We got some animals, fun food ones. We purchased 2 spools of rope. We were able to get about 6 more ropes cut and put up on the walls. We were confined to one small area in the gym, and now we put up 4 new routes, and so we're able to spread out throughout the gym. When we had just the plain holds, it was a lot harder to encourage them up the wall, because then they're in their heads and they're afraid and they're like, I can't do this, I can't do this. But then it's like, oh, we're just gonna go touch the alligator, don't let him get you. And then it's a game and it's fun and it's exciting and wow, I'm at the top, I did it, oh my gosh, I can do hard things. The gift you have given us is improving people's lives. It's not just climbing holds, it's improving their mental health, problem-solving skills. They get that confidence that they carry with them throughout their life. It's truly changing their lives. So thank you, Women's Giving Connection.
So the Warming Center originally started off as a collaboration between the Region 4 Homeless Coalition and Taproot Church and Valley House Homeless Shelter. For those that are without shelter overnight, we like to call it a safe haven and a refuge against the cold weather in the wintertime. We provide a place to go, some hot, ready-to-eat foods. They just need to come in and get warm, they can do that, or sleep all night. And then we can also connect people with resources. It will help us purchase cots and blankets and pillows for our guests. Our first year was, we relied a lot on community donations. We realized that we need a specific type of cot, for instance, that we can store and that it's easy to clean, set up, tear down. It'll just help us to kind of get what we need so that we can store it better and have enough of what we need as well. I think a lot of times we have preconceived notions of homelessness, who they are, what they look like. Spend a night at the Warming Center, that'll change your mind. We saw people that had jobs. We saw people that were living in their car. We saw people that just got displaced from their home and they had nowhere else to go. So, and we saw it fairly early on when we got a big snowfall around Thanksgiving where these guys were coming in after just walking in the snow all day. They're cold, they're exhausted, they're hungry, they're tired. But just the fact that they can actually come in, have a nice soft cot to sleep on, get a good night's sleep so that they can face the next day and not be exhausted just from surviving through the night. And a lot of our guests have said, you know, this place has given me hope. We were able to provide 100 people refuge at least one night when they needed it. And if we weren't there, I don't have a doubt that some of those people would have been seriously injured out in the cold. The Twin Falls Warming Center is the first warming center in South Central Idaho, and it's the only one currently in our region. Thank you from the bottom of our heart. We are making history together because this grant is actually our first grant that we've received. We look forward to continuing to make history in the future.
So Sources of Strength, it's a peer-led program here at Twin Falls High School. It started as like a very small club, and then we just felt that it made such a huge impact on our students that we expanded it. So we now have 107 students that participate, and their goal is, they meet daily in advisory, but their goal is to bring hope to our student body. And so they do campaigns regularly, and it's all student driven. So they raise money, they write grants, and then they come up with these campaigns that are just kind of helping people remember what the strengths are and when things are hard, what we can turn to get through. The main point for Sources of Strength, it was originally started for suicide prevention. This grant was actually started by one of our students. This is our first grant received through Women's Giving, and so we're excited. For this year, our funds were pretty low. We had a really great year last year, but we had a lot of campaigns, which cost a lot of money. We were visiting elementaries. We had a sign put in at Pine Bridge. This year, I was a little worried about even funding like their uniform, the sweatshirts that they all pick their favorite color and parade around. We're up to almost 1,400 students here at Twin Falls High School. One of the ones that they came up with last year, and it's going to be an annual event, is No One Eats Alone. And that's a space where we provide lunch for the entire student body. We go out on the football field, we have games. It's a time for connection, and really the push is we don't want you sitting in the hallway alone. We want everyone to be together and just kind of come. If you can't afford lunch, we have lunch there for you. This is a yes, we can continue the program. That's how much the money is. In this job and in Sources of Strength, you get to see these kids caring about their peers, and for you guys to fund us for another year, it's the difference that's made, the connection that's built for this critical time in people's lives, and like I said, you're saving lives, so we appreciate you so much. We would not be able to have Sources of Strength this year. This grant came at a time where we were looking at, we're not funded, so thank you so much.
We bring out the best of kids. The Optimist Club Foundation and the Twin Falls Optimist Club really does work in the community to help kids. Coats for Kids is our biggest project. We gave out 1,375 coats last year. To me, that's huge. Kids who have a new coat have so much more self-esteem because they fit in with everybody else. And it changes the way they think, the way they feel, and how they do in school. Several years ago, we were recycling gently used coats, and that was a huge task. We had to clean them, we had to mend them, we had to store them. It was just a huge, huge project. We were allowed some money through another grant that allowed us to start buying all new coats, and that changed our program completely. We've already stocked up as much as we could for this upcoming year, but as we give out coats, we run out of sizes. Even though we have back stock, we'll be using that money to help replenish through the season. And then when spring comes and those coats go on sale, we'll be buying like crazy. In adding to the Mini-Cassia area this year, I'm sure we're going to be over 1,500 coats very easily. That's a huge impact, especially for kids who've maybe never had a new coat, or parents who just don't have that extra $50 to buy new coat for a kid. The members of the Twin Falls Optimist Club and the kids in our community who are going to benefit from this grant would like to say thank you so much to the Women's Giving Connection. You are awesome.
I just never wanted to experience that not having enough to go around. It was started in 2019. In November, our first day open was a few days before Thanksgiving. We were gathering up turkeys to have a turkey giveaway, and I ran out of turkey boxes. And that was kind of an eye-opener about, oh my goodness, there is a need for this out here and in the surrounding areas. We haven't ever turned anybody away, and we have quite a broad range of people that we try to help, and especially people with young families that are struggling, the elderly, our veterans. It is a choice pantry. This is the first grant that we've ever got. We've been able to purchase things that normally we would dream of getting, like milk, eggs, hygiene products, things for school kids that their parents can't always provide for them. We tried to do a backpack program for the low-income families at the school on the weekends so that the kids have a little bit of something that they can cook for themselves. We try to offer the healthiest food we're able to get. The hygiene products, I think especially, because it's just not about healthy food. You have to take care of everything. I just can't put a big enough thank you into words. You ladies are amazing, and I think of you every day.
I'm Sammy Aschenbrenner, and I'm secretary and also one of the founding members of the Women's Giving Connection. The vision of WGC is to connect women socially through charity. We've given out over $81,000 in grants to local nonprofits, and we've raised over $91,000 for our own endowment. It's all possible because of our members and your generosity. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you from me. Thank you from all of our students.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We are so excited.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Women's Giving Connection. You rock.